Hello and welcome to Age Well Yoga. I'm Sue, and in today's practice we're going to be focusing on strengthening our legs as well as stretching out our shoulders. So as with all of our practices, please work within your range and just do what's comfortable for you today. And we know every day is different for our bodies, so just do what feels right for you on this occasion. So we've been thinking about the kleshas in the last few classes. And the sources of suffering. And one of the sources of suffering, according to the yogic principles, is attachment and being too attached to things. So tonight, as we go through the poses, just stop as you're holding your pose and notice which ones you're attached to, which ones you like, which ones you look forward to, and which ones you don't like and you'd rather not do. And see if you can just sort of let go of that attachment or that opinion. And let things flow rather than have a strong opinion one way or the other tonight. We'll get started in easy seat Sukhasana, sitting on a cushion if you need to raise your hips so that your knees descend a little. And just have your hands relaxed on your knees or your thighs. And gently flutter your eyes closed if that is available to you, or just look at the floor. And start to focus on your breath. Just notice the air coming in and out of your nostrils. And as you start to tune into your breath, just see if you can make your exhales a little longer. On the exhale, just breathe a little bit further out than you normally would. Exhale, let it go. Relax the body down. Feel your sit bones grounding into the earth. Start to stretch up the crown of your head towards the sky as though it was connected with a golden thread. Descend your shoulders away from your ears. And now start to expand your breath. On the inhale, allow your abdomen to fill up, chest to fill up, broad across the shoulders. And exhale long. Inhale, fill up with beautiful, fresh, clean energy. And exhale long, letting go of anything that no longer serves you. We'll take more and more community breath in, expanding. And then exhale, open your mouth and sigh it out. Oh. And if you had your eyes closed, just gently flutter them open. And relax your hands down to the floor, palms up. Inhale and stretch your arms out to the side, up overhead, palms facing. And exhale, hands to heart center. Just pause for a moment. Make sure that your shoulders are away from your ears. And then let your hands go down to the mat. Inhale, stretch your arms out to the side and up above your head. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Again, being aware of your shoulders. Inhale, stretching your arms up, out to the side, up overhead. And this time, exhale, drop your right hand to the right to your mat and lean over to the right. Left fingers pointing to the right. Looking straight ahead, or you might like to look under your left upper arm for a slight twist. Feel the stretch in your left side body. As you inhale, you might be able to feel expansion through your left ribs. On your next inhale, come back up to center, arms above your head. And exhale, drop your left hand to the side and lean over to the left. looking straight ahead, or you may like to look to the right under your arm. Right fingers pointing to the right, stretching from your right sit bones all the way through your side body to the tips of your right fingers. Lovely stretch. On your next inhale, stretch up. And exhale, twisting to the right. Drop your left hand to the outside of your right knee. Right hand goes behind you, either domed or flat on the mat. And just look over your right shoulder. Inhale as you stretch your spine up. And exhale, looking over your shoulder. Inhale, stretching up. And exhale, softening and twisting. On your next inhale, come back to center, palms facing, and then drop your right hand to the left knee, left hand behind you, looking over your left shoulder. Inhale and feel the length from your sit bones all the way up to the crown of your head as you look over that shoulder. Have a space in between your vertebrae as you soften and twist a little further. Inhale, stretching your arms up, and exhale, swoop your hands behind you, fingers pointing away. Hands on the ground, quite close together, squeezing your elbows together, shoulder blades together, broad through the collarbones, and looking up at the ceiling. Keep looking up straight ahead of you and see if you can feel the stretch in your front body as you arch through your back. And feel the stretch all the way from your hips, through your front body, up to your chest, your chin, your nose, perhaps even the scalp on the top of your head. Inhale, coming up, stretching your arms up. And exhale, folding forward. Placing your hands close to you on the floor. And then slowly, as you're exhaling, walking them forwards. Have your chin towards your chest, looking towards your navel for a stretch in your neck. Softening your hands and arms down towards the floor. Take a few breaths here. Then inhale, walking your hands up, stretching them above your head, and then palms together and hands to heart center as you exhale. Recrossing your legs the other way. Inhale, stretch your hands up above your head, and exhale, cactus the arms. So the forearms are vertical and your upper arms are parallel with the mat. Brilliant. Inhale, just stretch through the chest, and exhale, bring your elbows and hands together like a book, closing a book. Inhale, widening the arms out to the side, cactus arms. And exhale, bringing your elbows and hands together. Inhale, stretching your arms out to the side. And exhale, straighten your hands, arms straight out to the side. Flip your right palm over, leave your left palm facing down. Inhale, stretch both arms out to the side. Exhale, swap the alignment of your hands, so your right palm faces down and the left palm faces up. Inhale, swap them again. And exhale, swap again. Just gentle rotation through your shoulders. Inhale and turn. Exhale and turn. Now have both hands facing down. And just with your right hand, keep both hands out, stretched out. But with your right hand, just make small circles. Small circles, and then make them a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger, just stretching that shoulder out. And then go in the opposite direction. Start big and then make them smaller circles. If you can, leave that right hand where it is when you've finished your circles, and we'll go the left hand. If it's getting tired, just rest it on your knee. So small circles with your left hand to start with, and then slowly make them bigger. Get quite big. And then go around the other way. Big circles to start with, and then decreasing. They're quite small, and then we're back as we were. Inhale, stretch your arms out, and then exhale, relax them down onto your knees. Wonderful. We'll come into, oh no, we've got one more exercise to do here first. Put your hands on the opposite shoulder and just make small circles with your shoulders. So we're just going to be working with our upper back. So the circle you're making is your whole body. So your head is making the circle shape, and you're just trying to move your upper back. So just sort of concentrate on thinking about your vertebrae from, say, the chest upwards, and just making those small circles so that your head is moving in small circles, and then back the other way. Just moving. So your shoulders are moving, upper back is moving. Try and keep stable through the legs and hips. Great, wonderful. And then we'll go into tabletop position. Put your cushion to one side if you have a cushion, and have your knees under your hips and your wrists under your shoulders. Tabletop. So in tabletop, make sure that your feet are pointing straight back and your arms are spread, your hands are spread wide, your fingers are spread wide. Stretching through the tailbone, through the crown, and tucking the core in. Tabletop neutral spine. So inhale, draw a line up with your nose for cow, drop the belly, hips to the sky. And exhale, curving the back, chin to chest for cat. Inhale for cow. Broad through the collarbones, dropping the belly towards the mat. And exhale for cat. Tucking the tailbone in, navel to spine, pushing the earth away. Inhale for cow. And exhale for cat. Navel to spine. Inhale, come into neutral spine. Tabletop. Bump your hips to the left and look over to the left. Just feel that stretch in your right side body. Come back to center and then bump your hips to the right and look to the right. Feel that stretch through your hips and your left side body. And come back to center. Now, a new pose for tonight, puppy pose. You're going to walk your hands forward a couple of hand lengths and lower your elbows to the mat. Your hips stay over your knees, and just slide your hands and forearms forward until you can put your forehead on the mat. Stretch through the upper arms and shoulders. If you have any tension on your back, just move your hands further away so you've got less stress on your lower back. So I feel this pose through my shoulders, my upper arms, and my forearms. There is an option to put your chin onto the mat rather than your forehead to make the pose slightly more intense, if that's available to you. And then you might be able to get your chest onto the ground as well. Inhale, come up, push up on your forearms and lower your belly to the mat. Sphinx pose. So your elbows are now under your shoulders and your hands are spread wide in front of you for Sphinx pose. And pressing through the tops of your feet, knees are off the mat and broad through the chest, crown stretching up to the sky. It's a gentle back bend. And just notice how you feel in this pose. Is this one that you like, that you're attached to? Is this one that you are not so keen on? Just see if you can let go of those opinions and just be in the pose. Inhale, broaden through the chest. And exhale, lower your head towards the ground. Palms on top of each other, hands on top of each other, elbows out to the side, and your forehead on your hands. Crocodile pose. Raise your shins so they're vertical. Keep your knees on the mat and just sway your feet from side to side, windscreen wipering your legs, just to release the lower back. Also massages the tops of the thighs. Oh, lovely. You might feel the odd sound, hear the odd crunch. And return your feet to the mat. Straight legs. Pressing into the tops of your feet so your knees are off the mat. Hands under your shoulders for cobra. So our elbows are tucked into our ribs. So just with our forehead on the mat, long spine, pressing into the tops of the feet. So the knees are off the mat. Inhale and come up into baby cobra. So just up a little way, looking forward, shining your heart space forward. And then exhale and lower to the ground. We'll do that one more time. Inhale and pressing up into baby cobra. So you shouldn't have too much weight on your hands. You should be able to lift up your torso with your spine. And then exhale and come down. Now just move your hands so they're outside your mat and dome them as though you had a cupcake under each one. Thumbs pointing towards each other, fingers pointing forward more or less. So inhale, come up into wide-armed cobra. Just come up a little way. And then exhale, look to the right and drop your left shoulder to the mat. Cobra variation. So we're looking to the right, left shoulder is on the mat, the left ear is close to the mat. Inhale, come back to center, looking straight forward. And then exhale, look to the left, drop your right shoulder to the mat. Inhale to center, we'll do that one more time on each side. Exhale, left shoulder to the mat. Inhale to center, and exhale, right shoulder to the mat, looking to the left. Inhale to center, and exhale to relax down. Take a breath here. And have your hands under your shoulders. Push up into a dog pose. Tuck in your toes and put your hips up to dog pose. There's dog pose today. So your fingers are spread wide, thumbs are pointing towards each other, pressing through the fingertips. Try and turn your elbow eyes so they're pointing forward to broaden across the chest. Hips towards the sky, chest towards the mat. Leaving everything where it is, just bend your knees towards your chest. And your chest will come down towards the mat. Leave your chest where it is and gently, more or less, straighten your legs.
You'll find you've got better alignment with your chest towards the mat. Shake your head, no, nod it yes to release the neck. And then inhale, stretching your right leg up and up to the sky. Exhale, bringing it towards your chest and towards your nose. Curling in. Inhale, stretch your right leg up to the sky. And exhale, bring it all the way through towards your chest, your nose, and then all the way through in between your hands. Your right leg is in between your hands. Drop your left knee to the mat. Inhale and come up, bringing your hands pointing behind you near your hips. Your right leg is in a square, your right knee is in a square over your right ankle. And just exhale here. And then inhale, sweep your hands forward and up above your head for Anjali Asana, low lunge. Hands are pointing to, palms are pointing towards each other. Pressing through your back foot as well and scissoring your thighs together for stability. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, rain your hands down to frame your right foot. Inhale and sweep your right hand out to the side and up above your head, leaning on your left hand, left arm. And exhale, bringing your right hand slowly down to the mat. Inhale, push back, and exhale as you slide your right heel forward for half splits. So your right toes are pointing towards your shin. You may have a gentle bend in your knee, just depends on how flexible your legs are today. Inhale, stretching your chin and your chest forward. And then exhale, just see if you can lower them slightly towards the knee. Release the jaw if you find you're clenching. Just notice where there's tension in the body and release it. Inhale and bring your right leg back in between your hands, bending your right knee. Tucking in your left foot, toes even, and push back into dog pose. And again, just bend your knees towards your chest and then straighten your legs as best you can to get that alignment in your hips really high. Inhale and stretch your left leg up towards the sky, toes pointing down. Exhale, knee towards chest and curling in towards your nose. Inhale, left leg high. And exhale, bring your left leg in between your hands, left foot in between your hands. And your right knee is on the mat. You can untuck your right toes if you want to. Your left leg is in a square above your left ankle. Inhale, point your hands back by your hips. And exhale here. Inhale, sweep your hands forward and above your head, coming up for Anjali Asana. Navel to spine to protect your lower back. Inhale, stretch up. And exhale, rain your hands down to frame your left foot. Take your weight in your right hand. Inhale and stretch your left hand out to the side and up above your head. And exhale, bring it back down. Inhale, tuck in your right toes. And exhale as you push back into downward facing dog. Now walk your hands towards your feet and come into ragdoll. Opposite hands have the elbows. Sway from side to side, straightening one leg and then the other. Loosening the back, the hamstrings, the glutes. And then let your neck and your hands and arms go, especially your shoulders. And slowly inhale and raise your spine up, vertebrae by vertebrae, standing. Roll your shoulders back a few times and step towards the front of your mat. Getting nice and warm now. Standing in Tadasana, mountain pose. Feet together or as much as hip width apart, whatever suits you. And ground through four corners of your feet. Base of your little toe, big toe, and your heels. Tailbone descends. Connect again with that beautiful thread that's stretching your crown up towards the sky, creating space in your spine. Navel to spine, broad across the collarbones. Just close your eyes for a moment. Might just sway forward and back, just noticing where your balance is, from side to side, just gently. And then find your place of balance. Flutter your eyes open. Inhale, stretch your arms out to the side, up above your head, and then rain them down, bending from the hips. Forward fold. Have a gentle bend in your knees if that's suitable for you. Or you can have the legs straight, depending on how much warming up you need to do. Inhale, halfway lift. Torso is parallel with the floor. Your hands might be on your shins or your thighs. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stretch your arms out to the side, root to rise, coming right up. And then hands above the head. Hands together and hands to heart center, exhaling. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, stretching hands out to the side, up overhead, palms facing. Exhale, raining your hands down, bending from the hips, stretching your hands forward and coming down to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Feel that length from the tailbone all the way through to the crown of your head. And then exhale, forward fold. Bending your knees if you like. Pressing through your legs. Inhaling, stretching your arms out to the side, up overhead, standing up tall. And exhaling, hands to heart center. Now we've warmed up a bit, we'll do a full salute to the sun. So inhale, stretching your arms out to the side, then above your head. Exhale, raining your hands forward, folding at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, planting your hands either side of your feet and stepping back into dog pose. Inhale, putting the knees on the mat and coming forward to supported plank. Shoulders over your wrists, pressing hard through the fingertips and rounding across the collarbone, the shoulders and your back body. Exhaling and gently lowering down to the mat. Elbows towards the ribs as you come down slowly. Hands under the shoulders. Inhale for cobra, pressing through the hands, pressing through the feet, knees off the mat, and broad through the collarbones. Exhaling, coming down. Inhaling, pushing up into tabletop, tucking the toes, and then exhaling into downward facing dog. This time walking the hands towards the feet, towards the front of the mat. Forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, forward fold. And then inhaling, stretching the arms out to the side, coming up. Or Tadasana, hands over the head. And then hands to heart center, exhaling. Wonderful. We'll do one more of those, but we're going to put these standing poses in the middle of them. So inhale, stretch your arms out to the side, up overhead. Then exhale, rain your hands forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, hands either side of your feet. Coming back into dog pose. Inhale, coming forward onto your knees. And then exhaling, supported plank, coming down into chaturanga, press ups right onto the mat. Inhale for cobra, tucking elbows in towards your ribs, shoulders away from the ears. And exhale, coming back down. Inhale, pushing up through the hands, onto the knees, tucking in your toes. And exhaling, coming back into downward facing dog. Inhaling, stretching your right leg up to the sky, toes pointing down. Exhaling, bring your knee into your chest, your nose, and right in between your hands. Your right leg is in a square, knee over the ankle. Turn your left leg so it's about 45 degrees. Left foot, and plant it flat on the ground. Inhale, pointing your hands behind you towards your hips. Exhale here. And then inhale, sweep your hands forward, arms above the head, torso vertical for warrior one. Your right leg is in a square. Aiming to get your thigh parallel with the mat. Your left leg is active, straight left leg, grounding through the outside of your left foot, your left heel. Your left ribs are tracking forward. Your right hip is tracking back. So your hips are parallel with the front of your mat. Squeeze your elbows towards each other. Inhale, stretch up. And on the exhale, straighten your front leg. Inhale, stretch your arms up, and exhale, sweep them behind you and cross your arms behind you. So you've got both legs straight. Make sure they're planted firmly on the mat. Hips are facing the front of the mat. Shoulders are parallel with the front of the mat. Inhale, looking up above you, squeezing your shoulder blades together, and exhale, bringing your chest and chin forward, bending at the hips, and coming forward over the right leg. You might aim to get your torso parallel with the floor. So you're still looking forward. Chin and chest are leading. Take a couple of breaths in this intense pose. I feel this in my back leg and my hips. I don't know where you're feeling it. See if you can send breath to where you might be grabbing, where you might have some tension. And then inhale, stretching your torso back up, and release your hands back to having them above your head, palms facing, and back to warrior one. Front leg is in a square. Inhale, stretch your arms up, and exhale, turn to the right and stretch both arms forward and back. So you're opening up to, oh, I said right, sorry. I meant left, sorry guys. I meant left. So you're opening up to the left. Inhale, stretching up your hands, and then exhaling, coming forward and framing your right foot. Inhale, twist your left foot so toes are pointing forward, and then exhale, pushing back into downward facing dog. Well done. I think we navigated that one. Inhale, stretch your left leg up in the air, toes facing down. Exhale, step your left foot in between your hands. Turn your right foot so it's 45 degrees, flat on the mat. Your left leg is in a square, left knee is over your left ankle. Just adjust your left foot if it's not in the right place. Inhale and bring your hands so they're next to your hips, pointing backwards. And exhale here, lightning warrior. Inhale and sweep your hands forward and then above your head, torso coming up to the vertical for warrior one on the left side. Active through the back leg, pressing into your right heel and the outside edge of your right foot. Track your left hip back and your right ribs forward so that your pelvis is parallel with the front of the mat. Inhale, stretch your arms up, and exhale, straighten your leg, your front leg. Inhale, stretch your arms up, and exhale, bring your hands behind you and cross your arms the other way, the opposite way from last time. So just checking that your pelvis is still straight on to the front of the mat, shoulders are straight on. Inhale and look up, broadening through the chest, and then exhale, fold from the hips as you come forward, leading with your chin and your chest, aiming to get your torso parallel with the mat. And again, just relax your jaw. Take a couple of really deep breaths here. Inhale and come up, torso comes up to the vertical, and exhale. Inhale, stretch your arms above your head, and on the exhale, bend your left knee so you're back into warrior one. Inhale, stretch your arms up, and exhale, rain your hands down and frame your left foot. Bring your right toes so they're facing forward. Inhale, and on the exhale, push back into downward facing dog. This time, walk your hands towards your feet. And slowly come up to standing, vertebrae by vertebrae, unpacking your back. Wonderful. And coming to the front of your mat. Standing in Tadasana. Clasping our hands together and inhaling as we push our hands away from us, palms facing outwards. Inhale and raise your hands above your head so your palms are facing the ceiling. And exhale, just lean to the right, looking forward. Inhale, straighten up. And exhale, leaning to the left. Inhale, coming up again. And this time, relaxing our hands down by our sides. So we're going to do some of the cactus arms again. So inhaling, bringing our hands up so they're parallel with the floor. And then into cactus arms. Inhale, stretch your upper arms out wide. And exhale, bring in your right hand only. Inhale, just stay there. And on the exhale, sweep your left arm under your right arm and see if you can catch your right hand with your left hand. So you get a double bind. That way it might be easier. This is called Garudasana arms, the eagle arms. So let's have a look at what we're doing. We have our left arm underneath, the right arm is on top. We've grabbed hold of our right hand. We raise our elbows so they're nearly as high as our shoulders, and the hands go slightly away from the face. So just noticing your Tadasana legs. Just stand here and look at a point in front of you. And you might notice the stretching in your deltoid muscles in your shoulders, in your upper arms. And just notice the rest of your body, anchoring through your feet, navel to spine, tall crown. Inhale and stretch your arms out into cactus arms again. We'll go to the other side. So this time the left hand only comes in on its own. Inhale, on the exhale, swoop your right hand underneath, right arm underneath. Wrap around tight and see if you can catch your left hand with your right hand. Might just be a finger or so. So elbows are up quite high and the hands are away from the face. Garudasana arms on the left side. Looking at a point in front of you. Just stretching through the spine, tailbone long, crown up to the sky, and shoulders away from the ears. You might want to breathe into your shoulders. Inhale, stretch both hands out to the side. And exhale, relax them down. Well done. Going to go back and do some tabletop. So down onto your hands and knees, wrists under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Just might want to stretch out your shoulders, your hips a little bit, and then have an inhale and go into cow. And exhale into cat. Then when you come back to tabletop, stretch your right leg out to the side, straight leg out to the side. I'll do this way around, it might be easier for you to see. So your left leg is still bent underneath you, your right leg is out to the side. And come up so your torso is vertical. Inhale, both hands out to the side. And then exhale, your right hand is on your right shin or knee, and your left hand is overhead. Gate pose. I'm not quite sure how it looks like a gate, but there you go. Inhale, coming up, hands back to horizontal, and then exhale, drop your left hand to the side onto the mat. You might want to dome your hand and stretch your right arm up, pointing straight up to the sky. For supported side plank, stretching through your hips as if you can raise your hips up towards the ceiling. Then inhale, coming back to vertical, and then we'll come back into dog pose. And we'll do that on the other side. So just again, center and come back into your neutral spine. Now stretch your left leg out to the side. Your right leg remains bent under your hip.
Torso comes up to vertical. Inhale and your arms are out to the side. Exhale, dropping your left hand to the left leg and the right arm sweeps overhead and points to the left. Stretching through your right side body, gate pose on the left. Inhale, coming back up, arms are horizontal. And then exhale, dropping your right arm to the side and left arm up. The supported side plank. So you can stretch your hips up towards the sky. And then exhale, coming back up. Inhale, stretch your arms wide, and then come back down to tabletop. So we're going to do a modified camel now. So coming up to vertical. So you're kneeling, but you're high kneelings. Yep. Inhale, stretch your arms out and up and towards your back, fingers pointing down. So the palms of your hands are in the small of your back. And exhale, just squeeze your shoulder blades together and look up at the ceiling. Important not to turn your head when you're doing this, just look straight up at the ceiling, squeezing your shoulder blades and elbows towards each other. Coming up, we'll do that one more time. Inhale as you stretch back, stretching through your thighs, your front of your hips, front body, and looking up at the ceiling. Inhale and come up and come down to sitting. That was camel pose, by the way, modified camel pose. Coming into Dandasana, legs straight out, toes pointing towards your shins. You can have a gentle bend in your knee if that serves you. Hands on the mat, fingers pointing forward, squeezing our shoulder blades together. We'll do a twist first. So bring your right foot to the mat, close to your left thigh, as close into your body as you can, hug it in. Wrap your left arm around your right leg. Inhale, stretch your right arm up, pointing to the sky. And then looking over your right shoulder, drop it behind you. You may not like to dome your fingers to give you a little bit more height. Squeezing your right leg in towards your abdomen. Sitting nice and tall. Inhale, stretching up through the vertebrae, crown towards the sky, and exhaling, looking over your right shoulder. On each inhale, stretch up, creating space. On each exhale, looking a little bit further over your shoulder. And keep your left foot active, your left leg active, left toes pointing towards your shin. You might find you can stretch your left leg further away, squeezing your right leg in and stretch your left leg further away. And take another inhale as you stretch your spine up, and exhale as you look further over your shoulder. Keeping your legs where they are. Inhale, stretching your spine up, and then exhale, planting both hands either side of your left hip for a counter pose. Coming back to center and swapping legs. The left foot is on the mat close to your right thigh. And with your right arm, you're hugging your left leg in towards your abdomen, really tight, sitting up tall. Inhale, stretch your left arm up and then scoop it over to the back of your mat. And looking over your left shoulder. So inhale, stretching up, exhale, turning from the abdomen, the chest, not the neck. The neck just follows. Stretching up and then softening and turning a little further. Check on your straight leg. Is it active? Can you stretch it a bit further? Have you now got more space to stretch up and turn? And then leaving your legs where they are, inhale and bring both hands so they frame your right hip. Counter twist. And then release both legs straight out in front of you. Bending the right leg in, right foot is near the right thigh, knee is pointing outwards. So the sole of your foot is now next to your left thigh. Sole of your right foot is next to your left thigh. Yes. Inhale, stretch both arms up. And exhale, this time look to the right. So you're looking along almost your right knee. And then exhale as you come down, bringing your left hand inside your left leg. Your left arm is turned out so that your palm is facing up to the sky. And you're going to sweep your right arm behind you and see if you can catch hold of your left hip, your left thigh for a twist. And you're leaning forward. So you're looking out to the right. You can actually use your left hand to sort of push against your left leg and twist a little bit further without forcing. Just relax the mouth, relax the eyes. And then inhale coming up and straighten the legs and go to the other side. Sole of the left foot is next to the right thigh. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Turn to look towards your left knee. And then exhale, drop your right arm inside your right leg, palm facing up. And the left hand comes around and tries to grab hold of your right thigh or your t-shirt. Just grab your t-shirt. Looking over your right shoulder or looking just to the, looking over your left shoulder or just looking to the left. So it's a forward bend with a twist. Inhale, coming up. And exhale, both legs straight forward. So boat pose for tonight. I thought what we would do tonight is actually have both feet on the ground, hands under our thighs, leaning back. So we're in a sort of torso is on a diagonal. First of all, we're just going to have one leg up at a time. One leg stays down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax that leg. Now we'll go on the other side. One leg is up. We have our torso vertical for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just give yourself a hug to release your back. Then we'll go again, hands under the thighs, bringing one leg or both legs up to horizontal with the mat so that the shins are parallel with the mat. Or you can have one leg down at a time for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then put your feet back on the mat and give yourself a hug. Okay, we'll do that one more time. So just take whichever variation suits you. This time, the torso is on the diagonal, tucking the chin in so the neck is long. Have our shins either parallel with the mat or our legs straight out in front of us, and our hands straight in front of us as well, palms facing. for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Well done. Give yourself a hug, congratulatory hug. And we'll relax back down for a bridge before we do relaxation. Lying flat on your mat. Bring your heels near your buttocks, feet are hip width apart. Hands are by your hips, palms facing down. Just roll to the left and tuck your right shoulder blade closer to the center line, and then roll to the right and tuck your left shoulder blade closer to your spine. Inhale and push through your heels, pressing your hips up towards the sky, pushing through your hands, forearms, upper arms and shoulders, looking straight up at the ceiling, not moving the head, just looking straight up at the ceiling. And then slowly coming down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Just see if you can visualize your back as it comes down to the ground. Just focus on each of those vertebrae hitting the ground, touching the ground, until your hips and buttocks are back on the ground. And stretching long, legs long, untuck your shoulders if they're still underneath, and bring both knees in towards your chest. Hugging your knees in towards your chest, clasping your hands over your shins, and just rock from side to side. And then have your hands on your knees and just inhale as you push your knees away and exhale as you bring your knees towards you. You'll be able to feel the lower back sort of touching the ground, massage for your back in here as well. Inhale as your knees go away and exhale as they come towards you. You might like to draw circles with your knees, still inhaling as they go towards the mat and exhaling as they come towards your face. Nice massage for your lower back especially. And if you've been circling them, just allow yourself to go and even it up the other way. Inhale as the legs go away and exhale as they come towards you. And then allow both feet to drop towards the mat, knees still up in the air. Have your arms out in a T, or if you haven't got space, just put your hands next to your neck, elbows out, and drop both legs to the right. Supine twist and look to the left. And as you inhale, just fill up that left lung. And if you've got any tension in your body, send your out breath there. Not your hips, your shoulders. Inhale in and exhale, relaxing down. Inhale in and softening. On your next inhale, bring your navel to spine, your legs back to center. And exhale, drop both legs, both knees to the left and look to the right. Inhale, fill up your right lung and exhale, sending the release where it's needed. As you start to cool down, start to relax those parts of the body that are talking to you.
Send them some softening energy. On your next inhale, navel to spine, bring your legs back to center and stretch out your legs long for relaxation. Have your palms by your side, hands by your side, palms up. Tuck in your chin and just stretch your neck so that your spine is long. Allow the earth to support you as you relax and integrate all of the great work that you've done today. Start to visualize each part of your body. Visualize it softening, relaxing, and being supported by the earth. Feet and ankles, relax. Calves and knees, relax. Thighs and hips, relax down. Pelvis, relax. Hands and wrists, relax. Forearms and elbows, relax. Upper arms and shoulders, relax. Collarbones, relax. Abdomen relaxes down. Buttocks, relax. Chest relaxes down. Throat relaxes. Mouth and jaw relax. Pull your lips back from your teeth and then replace them with a gentle smile. Stretch your eyebrows up above your forehead, stretching your spine, your scalp, and then relax them, allowing your eyes to feel heavy in their sockets. Soften the skin on your face. And as the body relaxes, so the mind follows. Stillness. If thoughts arise, just allow them to pass by like clouds in the sky. Feel the earth supporting you. Rising up to meet you. And when you're ready, introduce some small movements into your hands and your feet. Grazing your fingers with your thumbs, circling your toes. You might like to stretch your legs and arms long,
Put your arms overhead, your legs long as you wake up the body. And then curl up into a tight ball. And when you're ready, roll to one side. And then come up to sitting, where we started in Sukhasana, easy seat. Connect again with your breath. The rise and fall of your chest. And notice the stillness within. Inhale and place your hands at heart center. We bow our thinking minds to our loving hearts in gratitude for practice today and in gratitude for everything that brought us to practice, the people, the circumstances, and nature itself. And we trust that as we go about our business, go about our lives, we let go of that attachment that we have to certain things, some preferences. We hold it more lightly, and that passes on to everyone that we interact with. Thank you for sharing your practice with me. Namaste.